Then, meanwhile, Jane Slater has been all over the story of the Cowboys' contract negotiations, telling us last week that the team had put out contract offers to Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Amari Cooper that they described as generous, that will put all three of them in the top 5 of their position in terms of pay. But it sounds like at least one of them has decided that the offer is not enough. Jane Slater, what's the story?
Hey, guys. Well, we've been talking about this contract for a while and nothing has happened just yet. Well, I've been told today by a source informed that Dak Prescott turned down a $30 million offer because he wants to set the number at $40 million. Now, that's what he's asking. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what these two sides agree on. I think a lot of us can be smart enough to realize that that's the starting point. The Cowboys have talked about they've already put one on the table that would put him in terms of the top 5 highest paid at his position. I think if they're able to get to the table, this thing is closer to 34, 35. That's going to be the number that they end up at. But right now, this gives you a sense of how far apart the two sides are as it pertains to the number that Dak Prescott and his team are looking for.
Jane Slater on the phone with the latest there, and that's a pretty high number we're talking about.
Well,
$40 million, even if it's just for negotiating.
How high, you ask? I'm glad you asked, because if he would get to the $40 million mark, that would make him not only the highest paid quarterback, make him the highest paid football player in world history. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers just signed recent contracts. Ben Roethlisberger redid a deal as well. They're at 33, 34, and 35 million per year. Now, when you talk about average annual salary, there is some funny money that could get involved there, but this one is ripe.
What you got about 40, dog?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Okay, wait a minute. 40 million, or if, as Jane's suspecting, he's saying 40 to get to 35.
Right.
Is Dak Prescott worth 35 million? That's Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers money. Would you pay him that?
You know what you just said? All three of those quarterbacks, what they have? A championship ring.
Super Bowl.
Championship ring. And most of them have been to multiple Super Bowls. So I just want to know the breakdown of the contract, the fine print. I want to know who's guiding him, too, because I feel like if $30 million a year is a legit $30 million a year, he should sign that contract today, because I feel like that's the range he's in. But to put him up there with Russell Wilson and Ben Roethlisberger, I just can't see it. Those guys have been multiple Super Bowls in one rings.
What about the next man up, though?
Yeah,
it's quarterback.
It's all about timing with these contracts. It's not about who earned it, who deserved it. Look, I think every player, get as much as you can, and then some. But this feels a lot like when Scott Hansen wanted to get his ears pierced, right? And he said, look, I know my mom's going to freak out, so I can't get my ear pierced. I'm going to tell her I want a tattoo, and she'll give in to the ear piercing. That's what Dak is doing. And I think when you look at Dak, and when you look at the fact that, look, his contract is up, he is the next man up, the Dallas Cowboys, they're not going to have a choice. They're going to have to make him one of the highest paid quarterbacks. Now, the question is, once you become the highest paid quarterback, can you carry this team? We're talking about a quarterback that has yet to throw for over 4,000 yards in a season. Now, part of that is because Zeke Elliott has been the offense. But if you're paying Dak close to $40 million or 35, whatever that number is, can you still keep Zeke? Because that's the question. And I think if Dak becomes that guy, now all of a sudden, you think there's pressure now to wear the star on your helmet and to be the quarterback for the Cowboys? Wait till you get that contract.
Yeah. Well,
which ear did you pierce?
Neither.
He took it out. He realized it didn't look good on the quad box.
This is still a clean canvas. You can rest assured in that. Look, if they pay him what he wants, these guys are asking now to be the highest paid quarterback in NFL history, the highest paid running back in NFL history, and Amari Cooper's deal is going to be up soon. He's going to be among the top 3, 4 wide receivers.
Triplets are expensive, Scott.
Triplets are expensive.
They're dealing with the new CBA, and the numbers are just going to go up and up and up for quarterbacks in particular. You mentioned Ezekiel Elliott.